Hello everybody, it is Wednesday, the 2nd of November. I want to talk about whether we should just forgive and forget now and just draw a line under the past. Because I read this article on Zero Hedge, which I can't find anymore at the moment, but there were tweets going out by people that were involved during the whole mess of the last 2 years, and they said, we all did our best with the information that we had available. And now it is really time that we should forgive and forget. Yeah, be like Jesus. Don't judge. Be all compassion and forgive them. Well, to hell with that. They did not make innocent mistakes. They knew exactly what they were doing. And they willfully suppressed any information that would speak against what they were doing. It was not an innocent mistake. And no, we should not forgive and forget and be like Jesus. All compassion. The old texts, the books, the Bible, tell us about the human spirit, which is made up of thought and emotion coming together. Anger is part of our spirit. The depiction of justice in the book is Michael. It's the Archangel Michael. He stands for justice. And anger is our gut reaction, is our emotional energy that we have to where we perceive injustice. And it is our truth. And it is our angel that should serve us. Now, when it comes to the end in the book, and Michael, the need for justice, the demand for justice, is actually driven on an energy of wrath. And you have blood, guts, and chopped off angel wings all over the place. You've gone too far. Wrath is a mindless beast. It is when the rational mind has stepped out of the way and let the titan loose. And it is just a destructive beast. The angels should serve us. Our anger right now is righteous and it's justified. And it should serve us, then we must be the master of it. It should be the energy that drives us now. It should. But we must keep it to a point where we are still rational beings. And we can do something that actually serves us and not just becoming mindlessly destructive. Now, I'm not usually talking about what's going on at the moment, but I will now, because this forgive and forget thing is of course one thing, and the other thing is the misdirection of our thoughts toward who did it. Where did that thing come from? And it all gives to you the impression that we are at the end. We are already starting to look at this in retrospective. That is what you do at the end of the war. At the end of the war, you sort out who did what and, where is the blame? Where did this come from? We are not at the end. We are by no means at the end. So we have excess mortality all over the place. In Scotland, there are 2 significant spikes in the death of newborns, and they were not still death. a stillbirth, sorry. So 2 significant spikes. And whatever part of the Ministry of Health in Scotland is now doing an investigation, they've already stated with confidence that it had nothing to do with the medicine, that pregnant women may have received. And they're saying that with confidence without even looking into it. And in fact, they are not going to look into it because, first of all, they say that it would cause distress to the women that took the medicine. And really, it would not show anything of significance, anyway. Now, there's a doctor, I believe his name is Campbell, that is doing videos. I leave the link to that video. He's far better at looking at these things than I am. But he's a very good source of information. So I leave the link to that video. What I'm doing, see, we all fulfill a different function in what is happening at the moment. And what I'm receiving is not so much information of what is actually happening in the materialistic world, but spiritual insight, looking at this from a higher perspective. And the reason, and that is my path, and that is my place, and I will stick with it. The reason why this is important is because we keep doing wrong because our judgment of good and bad is skewed. And we are being told good is bad and bad is good. And it has become the foundation of how people reason. And unless we change that foundation, we will go around the same circles over and over and over and over again. So I'm here trying to change the foundation of our thinking about ourselves and of our judgment of ourselves. Because we're judging ourselves wrong. See, the 1%, they are a problem, of course they're a problem, and what they're doing is horrendous. But the other problem is, why do the sheep go along with it? Why are the ants not going up against the grasshoppers? And that is what needs to be changed. So, if you look at this book, the New Testament, it contains both good and bad. Good was obviously the knowledge he brought of the Father, of the Creator, that you can ask in prayer. And whatever you ask for and believe that you have received it, it shall be yours. That is something we absolutely must learn. That is the bit we must learn. That is the good bit. The bad bit is the way of the cross and the kingdom. What happened there was the judgment of the human spirit and crucifying at least part of the human spirit. And what was resurrected was a mindless slave. He became Tim, nice but dim. That we must accept ourselves in our entirety, and that goes from fear, anger, compassion, love. Those are all aspects of the human spirit. And we must accept ourselves in our entirety. So, the New Testament brought a great spiritual knowledge, but the way of the cross and the kingdom is, in that respect, the New Testament is basically a spiritual guide to the takeover of this world through subduing the human spirit, by making humans themselves judge half of themselves and doing away with it, and therefore they are weakened to a point that they can be taken over. And that is what people must understand. And they must stop going down the slaughter chute, to the kingdom. Anyway, so as I said, right now, anger is your servant. And it is righteous and it is justified. And you should go with your own truth. It is your truth. Not to the point where it becomes wrath, but be the master of it. Let it give you energy. Ask in prayer about justice, and let it take us on the right path. Anyway, I think I leave it at that for today, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.